Good morning, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with one of my own puzzles. So this is definitely not a blind solve. This is Sayuri by BremSter. And this is a puzzle I created to... It's kind of a gift to someone. Not that I expect them to ever see this, but it's something I kind of just had to do. So I'm not going to go into details, but this is a puzzle that I just felt inspired to create, and today was just the day that it was appropriate to release this puzzle. So, yeah, this has been definitely inspired by someone, and I wanted to create something that I thought was I was just inspired, and I've done this, and I'm sharing the puzzle that I created with that inspiration with you. So today you get a BremSter puzzle. So, is there anything going on? Hopefully by now everyone has submitted their nominations for the best of 2023. Theoretically, those nominations closed while I was doing Sudoku U. If you haven't, please get them in today or tomorrow. The details are over on my Patreon page, linked to below. You don't need to be a paid Patreon of mine to send in nominations. And then it's just a bit of fun, but let's try and get that happening, please. It would be really, really good. Let's have a look at Sayuri by BremSter. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Killer. Digits in cages must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. Digits may not repeat within a cage. So, for example, in this 15 cage, those two digits could not both be 2 and then make those two digits sum to 11 with a 3 and an 8. That would not work because these digits would be repeating. That's not a valid way of filling the cage. And Renban, digits placed on purple lines must be a non-repeating set of consecutive digits in any order. What does that mean? Well, let's use this line as an example. It would mean that, say, if this was a 1, these would have to be 2 and 3, because if I took those digits off the line and wrote them out, then 1, 2, 3 is a consecutive set of digits. They could be in any order. 1, 3, 2 is fine, because when I took them off, if I sorted them and wrote them out, it'd be fine. Now, this could be 2, 3, 4. That would be perfectly fine. It could be 3, 4, 5. That would be perfectly fine. But I couldn't do 3, 4, 6 because 3, 4, 6 is not a consecutive run of digits. They're the rules of the puzzle. Now, as I said, this is not a blind solve, and I do remember how to start this puzzle. Some testers have said this is quite tricky. Others have said it's just a beautiful little lunch break puzzle. I think it's somewhere in between. I would probably rate this for me as a hard 3, but that's me. So just a bit of a warning for you. I don't remember the full solve path of this puzzle. I don't know if most setters are like me, but I come up with a break-in and then I put some logic steps in based on what I'm doing, and I don't always remember those. It's been a couple of weeks since I made this puzzle and I don't remember all the details. I've actually made like half a dozen puzzles since I last looked at this one. Anyway, I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Not that I think that matters on this. Let's give this a shot. Now, I do remember where it's important to start this, but I'm going to go over a couple of important logic pieces first. You've seen me mention 15 cages before, and you may all be 3-cell 15 cages before, and you may be tempted to start there, because one of the things that I've called out a lot in the past is the concept of 3-cell 15 cages and entropy. So with a 3-cell 15 cage, it will exist in one of two entropic states. It will either have a low digit, 1, 2, 3, a middle digit, 4, 5, 6, and a high digit, 7, 8, 9, or it will be fully middle, 4, 5, and 6. Why? Because I cannot put two low digits into a 15 cage, because even if I put 2 and 3, the two highest low digits, the other digit would have to be 10, not a valid Sudoku digit. I cannot put two high digits into a 3-cell 15 cage. Even if I put the two lowest high digits, 7 and 8, the other digit, that's already 15, and the next digit would have to be 0. I can put two middle digits into a 15 cage, but at the minute I put any two middle digits into a 15 cage, the third digit is automatically the other middle digit. If I put 4 and 6, I need a 5. If I put 4 and 5, I need a 6. If I put 5 and 6, I need a 4. So if I put two middle digits, I get all three. But because of that, it is either going to be one low, one middle, one high, or all middle. But it does mean that every 15 cage needs a middle digit. And because of that, if you've got two 15 cages that see each other, if this was all middle, this would be broken because I couldn't fill it. It wouldn't get a middle digit. So these are both fully entropic. And because an entire row of a Sudoku must sum to 45, if you add the digits to 1 to 9 together, you get 45. This is 15, this is 15. That's 30. So the leftover digits are also 15. And because they are a 15 that all see each other, they're a virtual entropic 15 cage. So we know one of these digits is low, one of those digits is mid, and one of those digits is high. We don't know which at this point. Now, that's a thing that people are possibly going to see and go, oh, that's going to be something that BremSter's done. That is not the break-in for this puzzle. The break-in for this puzzle is actually happening in box 7 and box 9. So let's look at these 25 cages, because I've already mentioned that if you get the digits 1 to 9 and add them together, you get 45. But these are 25 cages. If you take 25 away from 45, you get 20. So we know those cells there must sum to 20, and those cells there must sum to 20. But this is a 4-cell 14 cage, so we could do some math around that. Now, what is the minimum we could put in there? So if we put the absolute minimum in here, these would sum to 3. Now, so if we put 1, 2 in here, the minimum two digits, these would sum to 3, and these could sum to 11. Now, if these sum to 11, because this sums to 20, this would have to be a 9. Now, if we pushed this digit down at all, so say we wanted to make this lower than a 9, say we wanted to make it an 8, these would then have to sum to 12. But if those two digits sum to 12 to make the 20, those two digits would have to sum to 2 to make the 14 cage work, and there's no way of doing that. If I push this digit down, these have to come down as well, and I can't do it. So I can't lower this digit because I can't lower those digits. So this must be a 9, and these must be 1, 2, and we know those are going to sum to 11. Now we can do the same trick over here. We know these sum to, this sums to 20. The minimum digits I could put into here are 1 and 2. Now, if I put a 1 and a 2 in here, these would sum to 13. 12. These would sum to 12 because 15 minus 3 is 12. These would sum to 12, but this needs to sum to 20. So that would make this an 8. If I pushed this down, so I made this a 7, these would then need to sum to 13, which would mean these would need to sum to 2, and I couldn't make that work. So pushing this down would push these down, and I can't push those down. And while I could make these higher by pushing this up, the only way I could push this up is to make it a 9, and I can't make it a 9 anymore. So this is an 8, and these are a 1, 2, and these have to sum to 12. That's how this you start this puzzle. Now, of course, I can use this Renban line. If this was a 1, this would have to be a 2 because these would be consecutive, and I can't make these 1, 2 because this is already 1, 2. So this is the 1, this isn't the 1, this is the 2, this is the 1. The only digit consecutive with 2 I've got left is 3. The 1 here, of course, makes this the 2 and this the 1, and I know I need to put 1 and 2 into there. Now I can use the entropy trick that I've got here on this 15 cage. Now it's the easiest way of seeing it once you're familiar with the entropy trick. I don't have a low digit to put in the 15 cage, therefore it must be fully middle. The other way of seeing it, if you want to do it by a math way, is by saying, what are the smallest digits I can put into there? Well, the smallest digits I can put into that are 4, 5, and 6. And 4, 5, because 1, 2, and 3 are not available, 4, 5, 6 adds to 15, so they must be 4, 5, and 6. And to complete the row, those digits have to be 7, 8, and 9. Now, this can't be an 8 because it sees an 8, but this 12 cage, if this is a 9, This 12 cage would need 3 more. But the minimum digit I could put there is already 3 because 1 and 2 is not available. So that's the 7, and I take 7 out of both of those. These now need to sum to 5 to get from 7 to 12. There's only 2 ways of making 5 in digits that see each other. 1, 4, and I'd have to put the 1 there and the 4 there because I can't put a 1 in this box. And 2, 3, which would be 2 and 3. And that's the only way to make this work. And now I've forced low digits onto this Renban. So this Renban now, if this is a 1, this is 2, 3. And if this is 2, this is either 1, 3 or 2 or 3, 4. So this could be, but I can't put go higher than 4 on this line, because if I put a 5, I'd go 5, 4, and I can't. This would be 5, 4, 3 going down, and this has to be a 1 or a 2. The highest I could make this is 2, 3, 4. This being a 1, a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in a 10 cage. A 10 cage can only be made up of a low digit and a high digit, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, 7, 8, 9, because I can't make it out of 5 and 5. So this is now 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I've got to remember the other tricks. It's been a while. Now, is it the 14 cage? Now, I am using the Killer calculator for this puzzle. So the Killer calculator built into Sven's Sudoku pad. Don't know if it's... Yeah, this 14 cage. This has been available from very early on. So these are 2 digits that sum to 14 that are connectable by a single digit. So if these were 5, 9... I couldn't connect them with this. So the only 2 ways of making a 14 cage are 5, 9 or 6, 8. So this is 6, 8 and this is the 7. The 6, 8 looks up taking 6 out of there. Now I can look at this 13 cage. Now the only way of making up 13 is that you can use 4, 9. So 9 plus 4 gets to 13. 8 plus 5 gets to 13, but I can't use that. 7 plus 6 gets to 13, but I can't use that. And that sort of breaks. You can sort of start in this box, really. So this can't be 5, 8 or 6, 7. So this is 4, 9, which takes 4 out of there. Now this 10 cage must have a high digit in it. Because similar to the logic up here, there must be a high digit in here. People are probably going to start in this box. It's not the way I start when I first set this puzzle. So a 9, 8 and 6 are not available, so this has to be 3, 7. Now, if this is 3, this is 4, 5, because I can't go down because 1 and 2 are not available. Oh, this can't be a 3, because if this is 3, what do I put in here? Because I can't make this 1, 2, or 4, 5, 6. So this is a 7, this is the 3. That puts 7 over here. I'm not sure that could be 7, because these... No, it could be. It absolutely could be. But this is 7. And this can't go down. So this has to be 8, 9, I think. See, I don't remember this at all. I've actually found another way through the puzzle. But these, I think, have to be 8, 9. Because if I went down, I'd have to put a 6 on the line, and 4, 5, 6 are not available. So this is 7, 8, 9. And the 9 looks up making this the 8 and this the 9. And this 8 must go with a 4. Now, how do I make this 10 cage? Because I can't use 1, 9, I can't use 2, 8, and I can't use 4, 6. So this is also 3, 7. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, the 7 makes that the 3 and that the 7. And these are now 1, 2, and 3. And there's no 3 in there because of the 3 looking up. Oh, the 1, 2, 3 looks across, making that a 4. 7 and 4 is 11, so this is a 1. So this is a 2, 3 line. 2, 3 here means this can't be a 6 because that can't be a 4, and that can't be a 9 because that can't be a 1. The 7, of course, looks up, making that the 8, so that's the 2, and that's the 3. The 8 looks down, making that the 9, which makes that the 8. This is a different path to this puzzle, and one of the things I love about solving my own puzzles is often finding a different way through. These, well, where's 8 in this box now? That's the 8, and this is a 5, 6 pair. This is a very different way through this puzzle, and I like it. So, these have to sum to 7. because I need to get another 7 to get the 10 cage working. Now, I could use 1 6. No, I can't use 1 6 because there's a 1 here and a 1 here. So this can't be 1 6. It could be 2 5 and it can't be 3 4. So it is 2 5 and there's a 2 in the box. That's a 5, that's a 2. The 5 makes this the 6 and this the 5, which makes this the 6. Now there can't be a 1 or a 2 in any of those. I remember that being a thing. And there must be a 3 in this 15 cage. I do remember this. This is remembered, not solved. Because if I don't put a 3 in here, then the minimum this would be is 4, 5, and 6, which already sums to 15, and that would have to be a 0. So there is a 3 in one of those, and it's not in the middle. Now this is from 1, 2, 3, or 4, for the same reason once I had a 1 or a 2 on this line. This was from 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's look at this triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 1, 4, and 5. There's no 1 up here. This is a 4 or a 5. So that's the middle digit. So one of these is low and one of them is high. This isn't low because it sees 1, 2, and 3. So this is the high digit and it's not 7 or 8. That's 9. This is the low digit. Remember I explained the entropy at the beginning. This is the low digit, so this is 1, 2, or 3, and we know it's not 3 because there must be a 3 in the cage. So this is 9, and these have to sum to 6, which is either 1, 5, or 2, 4. So that just works. Now 9 is not available to be the high digit in here. Okay. Oh, this isn't a 1 or a 2. So this is just a 3 or a 4. So this is either 1 with 3 or 2 with 3 or 4. What are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are 1, 2, and 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 6, 7, and 8. So that is just a 9. Yeah, I couldn't put 9 into this. Because if I put 9 into this, the other 3 digits would have to sum to 6. And they'd be 1, 2, 3. And I can't put 1, 2, 3 into here because I've only got one cell that can take 1 and 2. Actually, what is the maximum digit I can put into that? Well, I can't put 8 into it at all. So where's 8 in this box? Lots of different places. I could have just done Sudoku on 9s. That would have worked. 8, hang on. Where's 8 in this column? Because if I put 8 in, yeah, where's 8 in this column? This is a 1, 8 pair. Because 8 in this column can't be here and it can't be here. So 8 is up here, but I can't put 8 here. So it's in here. So this becomes 1, 8 to make the 9 cage work. So this is a 2. 9 and 2 is 11. So that's a 4. There's no 2 here. So if this is 2, it's 3, 4. If this is 1, there's no 2 on the line. This can't be a 1. This is the 2, which takes 2 out of there. The 1, 8 looks down, making this the 5. This is a 1, 2 pair, which takes 1 out of there. The 5 looks up, taking 5 out of there. This is 4 or 6 by the column. This is 4 or 6 by the column. And these need to sum to 13. If this is 2, 4, this is 6. So if this is 2, 3, 4, this would be 4 and 6, 2 and 3, and that would work. If this is 3, 2, 1, 3, these would be 5. These would need to sum to 10, and this would be 4, 6. That also seems to work. What's this triple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this triple is known. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, and 9. There's no 3 there. Oh, 4 comes out of those. So this is 5, this is 1. These are 3, 4, and 9. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, and 6, which puts 6 in one of those two. Well, the 9 comes out of there. Actually, no, wait, the math here. These had to sum to 12. Because, yeah, these have to sum to 12. If this is a 4, these sum to 7, not 12. This is the 9, this is the 3, this is the 4. The 4 looks across making that the 9 and that the 4. Which means this is a 4-6 pair. And the 4 here makes that the 6 and that the 4. But this has to sum to 14. I've already got 7, so that becomes the 7. Right. 3 is in one of those two by Sudoku. Nine is in one of those two. This is a 9, that's a 1, but I think that's okay. Oh, this 2 looks down, making that a 1, which makes that a 2. The 1 makes that a 3, which makes that a 1, which means that's just a 4 now, which means that's a 6. Now, 4, 6 is 10, 2, this is the 3. This is now a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. That looks down, making this the 6, which makes that the 4 and that the 5. This is a pair, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. The 7 here makes that the 9 and that the 7, which means that's not the 9. This is the 9, which to complete the 10 cage makes that the 1. Now, where do I put 1 in this row? I can't put it in here. There's already a 1 in the box. These can't be 1s. So this is the 1. This is the 8. These now need to sum to 14 because I'd already mentioned that the entire row sums to 45 and these two sum to 30. So these have to sum to 14. So if this is a 7, that would have to be a 7 and that doesn't work, but for multiple reasons, because I can't put 2 7s in the row and there's already a 7 there. It just doesn't work. So that's not the 7. If this is a 5, hang on, these have to sum to 14. So if this is a 6, this is an 8. And if this is a 5, that's a 9, which doesn't work. So this is a 6, this is an 8. There's no 6 in here. So this is, right, for this row, this is 5 or 7. And the 7 looks up making this the 5, which makes this the 7 and this the 5, which makes this the 7 and this the 5. These two digits for the row are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, but 3 can't go on the Renban with the 8 because I couldn't connect it with that cell. That's the 7, that's the 3. This now can't be 7, 8, 9 because the 9's available, so it's 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, this is a 4. This column is missing 1, this column is missing the 3, so this is not the 3. This column is missing a 1, and I can't put the 1 there, so that's the 1. Let's just mark the triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 5, and 8. There's a 2, 5 looking down, making that the 8, and I can take the 8 out of there. The 5 looks back, making that the 2, and that the 5. The 2 looks back, making that the 6, and that the 2. And the 6 looks back, making that the 8, and that the 6. And that is how I could solve this time Sayuri by BremSter. Now, this is a puzzle. I fully understand that there are multiple ways to solve it. Now, starting in box 8 is definitely a possibility. When I set this puzzle, I started by playing with these 25 cages to make these virtual 20 cages and then made these 14 cages. I definitely wanted to play with the entropy tricks on these 15 cages a little bit and force the digits. I basically wanted to play with cages today. I mean, I play with cages a lot. You all know that. Killer cages are pretty much my favorite constraint. But I really wanted to make something a little bit elegant to celebrate today. So that's what I've done. Thank you everyone for watching. I really hope you enjoy this puzzle. I haven't published it anywhere else yet. This is the only place you can find it. And I really do hope you engage with it and enjoy it. Maybe the person it was created for will get some pleasure out of that. Thank you everyone. And as always, good luck with your solving.